Hello and welcome back to Stationeers. My name is Bigfoot. We're back playing our new Vulcan save. It is currently day 206. We have a lot to do and no time to do it. In between episodes, I've done a bunch of printing and reorganizing, and we'll go over all that. One thing that is new though is that the devs have pushed the patch to the stable branch for you guys all to play along with. One of the last things that they did is that they added all of the combustion possibilities to the water page, so now at a glance you can see what will make you water, which is fantastic. So let's get suited up and go outside and have a look at things. Now we did reorganize the greenhouse to take everything out of the cupboards. I put it in the airlock, and I kind of don't want to go for a ride with that. Probably die, and I can't really hit the button, so we'll have to catch the next one. Anyway, let's head outside and take a look at the setup. Before we head out there, let's turn on our trade platform and empty out some canisters, because we have quite a few of them that are full. There we are. All right. Alright, so in between episodes, the filters in the hydrogen filtration machine decided to go to 0%, and instead of just throwing everything through the unfiltered like it's supposed to do, it instead put it in the output, which is rather unfortunate. So now we're going to have to just kind of slowly use up all that extra garbage in there through the fuel mixer. It's okay. I mean, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. I have gone ahead and just changed out all the filters, so now we have a bunch of garbage filters that are empty. So we'll just throw those back in the pile over here. We did also have a storm in between episodes, so I'm gonna have to go repair those solar panels that we put up. But we have a trader. It's an organics trader. We have all of the seeds except for blueberries. And, ooh, he does have blueberries. Nice. So we'll go ahead and buy the blueberry seeds. That gives us all of the seed packs. And you just want gases. Yep, no thanks. Alright, are there any other seeds that I think I need? I don't. Pretty sure I have mushrooms. Yep. Alright, get on out of here. Sweet. Alright, so I did print quite a few things in between episodes. What I want to do is get this room kind of more organized and like working. So we're going to have another airlock right here to just kind of act as a bulkhead. Don't really like having a bulkhead with regular walls, so I may end up changing that and just putting frames there. We'll see. I would feel safer with the frames, because you got to remember that my airlocks are also safety bulkheads. Anyway, let's cycle this airlock so we can get all this mess out here. Now we could close these airlocks, make them actually functional. I think for now we'll just leave them. Ooh, my, what a mess. Okay. Just quickly though, let's go and fix those solar panels. So let me go do that, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, I have printed out the security printer and the rocket printer, but I do need to move all of the printers down. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Get the tape out of the way. Alright, so we want to leave a little bit of room on the end. Thinking probably that much. Yep. And then we'll have 2 in between. Something like that. Nope, nope, nope. Give me that back. Don't eat my printer. 1, 2. Yep, guess we'll go there. Two. I got it this time. Okay, and then the last one. Should be there. Alright, now let's get all these welded back up. Okay. Not all the printers are moved. We've got to just fix the wiring, and then we'll be all set up. Now, I did want to leave a little bit of room still for possible expansion after 1.0 release. There's another printer that would be for terraforming, so we can put that guy right here when we get to that point. It's obviously quite far into the future, but I wanted to make sure that we had planning for it anyways. Alright, let's get these guys wired up. Right, now I'm actually going to bring this out one because I want to put in a stacker. So power would be here, and then we're going to run it down this way. Let's do this. Okay, next we're going to put in a stacker. Yep, so power and everything is all on one side. That's excellent. We're going to want it to go this way, but first I guess let's put in the chutes. So we're going to need a chute out this way. Gonna have you come out here. Probably gonna put a stacker on there. I guess we'll find out. output that direction. With that guy just in case. Guess we could wire it up. I'm not sure that there's anything in the rocketry kit that you would really need like a lot of multiples of. But it would just make things convenient, I think, for just giving it a print command. I put down the wrong cable on each of these. Nice. There we go. Alright, that just gives us a little bit more finer control over our stuff. Alright, now the other thing that I wanted to do on the other side of this guy was put down a vending machine. And I think I'm going to have the vending machine on this side. And I think we're going to build it here. This way I can access the back. But we can also access the other side. Although the input is on that side, so we don't need to try and run something back through here. So let's grab that guy. We can actually put it here. Yeah, it should be alright. Need some plastic. I'm out of plastic sheets. Turn these both on. Let's get some plastic. Excellent. Now, wire-wise, we are going to want to wire this into the other room. Should be good. You need to be on, obviously. Now, I want to have... I have not actually played with the logic sorters, so I want to play with those.
Hunger caution. Hydration critical.
We'll have that guy there. So that's for rocketry. I just need to take these walls down. That's what I need to do so I can actually see. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you're the filtered one. A little unfortunate, but we're gonna have to go up. Yep. We can actually save a few chutes, doing it with a 3-way. There we go. Really? Like that? Thank you. Need more chute kits. There we go. Next to the sorter. Again, a logic sorter. So straight on is the normal throughput. Anything that it wants, it's going to put in this side that we're going to send out to the printer. You'd go there. Plug one there. There. And there. Then we can have another one. Then I'm probably going to have another one. So we'll have one for the terraforming one, and then another one that we'll have to send off to the atmospherics room when I get the Larry set up there to print filters. That's the plan anyways. Okay, so 3-way, and I totally built you in the wrong spot. Nice. 3, 3. Get some more kits. So let's get you in the right spot. Make sure you're at logic sorter. There we go. Now, cables wise, yeah, you got more cables. Grab those as well. Okay, already have one there, there. Doop, doop. Excellent. Now down here at this end, we're going to take it all the way down. Connect it in here. Come on. Now we have to avoid the little door issue there. Looks like it's going to let us go back out one more. Then we can cut through. Let's go down there. There. Perfect. All right. So the sorters are all set up. Now I need to waste all of the iron that I have in printing a bunch of chutes. Let me go take care of my vitals. Let's use the other airlock. Alright, so I have a few chutes. Let's get all these guys turned on. Jump up over here. On. There we go. Alright, so you guys are all connected. You're all connected. It's fine. Nobody's gonna be back here, right? We'll just move you up one. Make sure you're logic sorter. You go there. Good enough. Now you match all the other ones. And nobody's the wiser. Alright, straight, straight, straight. Alright, so I used 100 iron to make more chutes. So let's make these count. So let's go up. Over. Right, now we're going to go 3. More chutes. 3 there, 3 here. That's the wrong spot. Come here. There we go. Now anything that's not used is going to pop out here, and eventually I'll have it loop back into the vending machine. Don't need to do that right at the moment. But I'm going to want to put a junction here for the moment. Yep. Junction, junction. More iron. Hey, look, iron. Get in there. Alright, so while the chutes are printing out, I was thinking that we could have like a roll cover over here. Maybe over here. If we have it here, part of that's going to be blocked off by the door. But if we do it here, it's out of the way. Kind of makes this area useful. Could run cable just over here, up in here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright, let's see if we can do this with 16. 17. So we want the junction. We need it facing down that way. Yep. Yep, I'll have to go there. The reason that we need the junction is because we need to have a inlet up here. So that for the moment we can manually feed the printer still. Eventually these inlets and stuff will go away. And inlet's gonna want more chutes, so more iron. Yeah, more iron. Create another 10 chutes and we should be good, I think. And then down here will just be a nice little corner. Alright, inlet, inlet. Corner. 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 Not a corner. You're a corner, you're a straight. Now, I could have moved those all together. Maybe I will do that at some point. Forgot that they didn't overlap. Alright, well, it is what it is for now. Now our vending machine is hooked up. We have the ability for it to... dispense ingots now. So we'll have to try and program the logic sorter to figure that part out. Create a new code. For the moment, let's get icy housing in here. Do one there and one there. So we're going to have one for the atmospherics room controller, and then the other one hopefully will be just the, hopefully only need one chip for the printers. Logic switch. It will need an important button at some point. Another printer there. We could just have this guy in the corner. You just sit over here and think about what you did. I would much rather have maybe a couple of buttons spread, you know, throughout the room just to kind of act as the reset, just in case. But I use the important button because the regular buttons, when you press them, sometimes the logic doesn't catch it. The important button seems to have a much longer throw, and I guess I haven't had any issues using it versus a regular button. But it basically will tell the vending machine to re-request an ingot be sent in case it misses it. The other thing we can clean up is the arc furnace, since we don't need that guy anymore. I'm tempted to set up the recycler and the centrifuge just kind of like here in the middle of the room. We do have a bunch of stuff that we could recycle that are of no use to us anymore. Alright, well, let me do some organization and get rid of all this stuff that we have clogging up the airlock. Okay, so I've cleaned out the airlock monstrosity. We've basically filled up our cabinets. Now there is quite a bit of stuff in here that we could probably recycle, like these crates and stuff. So I'll probably set up the centrifuge and the recycler. For now, we can just set this up here in the middle of the room. Guess we could set it up this way so we can take advantage of the cables. I think if that's back one, then I should just need one chute there. Yep. Now I need some steel sheets. Not a drill. This is not a drill. Wrench. Now a welder. Would make sense to do it the other way first. Alright, let's grab some cableage. Need more cables. We have more. Alright, so first thing I want to do is get rid of this reagent mix that we've got. Now, I don't want to put it through the recycler, so we'll grab him back. And we'll put you in. Now we'll put this guy back. I think. Okay, what are some other stuff that we can get rid of? We don't need all these crates. So crates be gone. Those are heavy solar panels. We'll keep those. Solid generator we can have as a backup. Passive vents, active vents. We'll all need all of that stuff. We probably don't need this many iron sheets. I say that, and then I'll probably end up needing them at some point. Get rid of iron frames. I don't want iron frames. You guys can't even give me different shapes. You guys are just useless. Iron walls. The only reason that I would want these would be for the iron windows. And landing pad kits, we don't need those. Bump signs, we'll need all that. Doors. I'm gonna get rid of some of the iron sheets. Okay, well, it's less than I thought we would be able to get rid of, but it's at least something. So iron frames, goodbye. Iron frames, goodbye. Don't need those. Don't need the landing pad kits. And that's it for the moment. Let's grab those filters outside now that we have a way of recycling them. And you. There we go. That'll at least give us a little bit of stuff that we can reclaim. Alright, let me put the walls back up on this room. There we go. And let's
Hunger caution.
go ahead and finish up this corner.
Hydration critical.
Alright, now, you should need a crowbar. A crowbar. Oh, you took both my sheets. Fine. We have one more. That's not gonna cut it. Go in there. Crowbar and open. So that means that we're gonna put a window here. We're gonna have to move that sensor in and you over there. Go ahead and do that. Okay, now if I move you, I think you're gonna open. We don't want to do that, so we're gonna try and turn this guy off. Good. Okay, now you are the... I need batteries. Outer sensor. There we go. Now if I turn this guy back on, it's gonna cycle, I think. Okay. Works for me. Alright, now I don't think I can, with the railing in place, be able to put down a window, so we're gonna have to remove the railings. Go up there, and let's grab the... not the flat wall. Wall. And I want a window, but I want it that way. For now. Right. Grab our one lowly plastic sheet and some glass. Come on. There it is. Alright. I'll need to figure out where to get a main power cable. Could move that, drop you down into here for the airlock. We'll do something like this. Don't have any cables there, so that's fine. Go. Oops. You'll be an APC right there, and then the normal airlock will go around that. Just like so. So go take care of my vitals again. Okay, so with our code, I've had a bit to eat and drink. Now let's take a look at our code. There's a couple of issues that we need to fix from last time. On line 87. Nope, line 90. We need to change that to R2 and R10. So if the pressure on the input is not equal to 0 and it's not nighttime, then you can turn yourself on. Before it was off of R0, which was the wrong guy. Now the other thing that we need to change is we just need to change this to input. Since we changed the filters outside, we want to check not the outside pressure, but the pressure in the pipe, and that's on the filtered side, which is the normal output. The passive vent is connected to the output too. That should make our code outside run just a little bit better. I'm still trying to think of a way to hold the gas in the output pipe of the combustor, and I might just set it to burn a bunch of gas up to like 5 megapascals or something, and then wait until hydrogen or oxygen, one or the other, is less than a mole before I vacuum the water. That way we get maximum combustion. I mean, we're only dumping out like millimoles, but we're also dumping out hydrogen and oxygen in that pipe, which obviously we could be using to make more water. So, yeah. This setup is going to have to become a fermenter, so we'll probably tackle that at some point. But I think this code should be working better. We'll have to wait till nighttime to go take a look at it, but let's head back out in the workshop.
Oxygen critical.
Okay, well, I guess nothing got damaged. Let's get this area wired up, so I think we'll just continue it from the ground here, because this upper part will probably go away. I can't put anything here. Now that is the airlock room, so I have to be careful where I put a cable. Like, I'm fine there, but I can't go there. So we can't go any higher than that, basically. That's what that looks like. Go and put a 4-way junction in there. Now we'll probably not use all of those spaces, but you never know. Let's go. We'll just run this against the wall. Okay, totally not the direction that I had put down, but okay. Collect up those cables. For the moment, you're just powering this guy, which I will probably drop down over to here. And then I can run a cable somewhere else, like maybe over there and down. That's into the greenhouse. We can decide that later. Alright, but this is looking pretty good. You're noisy. You're still got stuff. Alright, well, I think this room is basically done for what I wanted it to be at the moment. So I'll have to think about what else we need to do in this room. So let's go outside and throw down some frames. Let's grab our stairs. Let's see what we can do out here. have this area be some windows. You know, we'll figure that out. Let's take a quick welder. Alright, so we got a little bit of a start there. Let's grab some iron.
Waste tank caution.
Alright, and then I'm gonna want a bunch of stairs, and those are really expensive, my goodness. Let's use up the last of our iron. Well, that's wasting my power. Apparently I don't have a battery again. Stop using up my hot gas. You can have more of that. Now the question is, how did I lose the battery? That's a little better. We are losing quite a bit of oxygen to the atmosphere, unfortunately, but we are burning somewhat clean. Be cleaner once we get rid of all the liquid or the other garbage that's in there. Slowly going down. 0.09 millimoles. It's like less than 1/10 of a mole, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. We have 44 moles of nice 30-degree water in there. Okay, I'm gonna need to take print some batteries, but how are we doing on stairs? 6. No. Better than nothing. Okay, so what I want is for you to go up. So you're down. Yep, like that. And then you need to go like that. Yes. not going to be able to do that. I mean, I'm going to have to use floors? Ew. I don't want to use floors. Let's see here. We could do something like a floor grating. Guess it really should go this way. Guess we could have floor grating in there, and then we'll have this guy. Okay, so you're good there. You need to go... there. Okay, let's do a little more welding. Okay, so right here in the middle, we're gonna have an elevator. We'll probably need some kind of like little access thing. We'll just like wall it off, I guess, for like a little shaft here in the middle. So that's gonna work out nicely. Yep, that's fine. I would like to knock out that frame and that frame. Eventually, I need to figure out how to put a wall in that room without actually getting in that room, because I'm going to want to pull this frame out at some point, and I don't want all the gas that we put in this room meticulously to go away. And probably want to put a wall on that one as well. That's going to be interesting to figure out how to do that. I want to wall all of this off. Let's work on going up first. We have some big bay windows this way. Put you guys up there. We'll have these two do some windows here. We'll have some more windows here. Maybe we do this. Build that guy in, fill this guy in, and then we pull out this window.
Jetpack low.
This guy out. And then we have windows there. Okay. Let's go deal with vitals. Okay, so this is going to be kind of like a main shaft through the base. Now, yes, we could
Jetpack critical.
reclaim some of the space. I don't think we really need to use frames there, though. Yeah, I'll think about that. So anyway, we have the makings of a nice central shaft staircase area. I'll have to figure out some way of walling this off. This will be like a little service tunnel. We can run some goodies underneath, like this cable. Then we have a vertical shaft here. If we get rid of that block and that block where the two airlocks are, then... Oh my. Jetpack ran out. That's unfortunate. Then we'll have a service tunnel that goes all the way across, which would be great. Alright, so our code changes are making this work a lot more consistently, which is fantastic. Got about 8 moles in there. Our fuel mixture is getting better. Got a lot less garbage in there, which is fantastic. So it's slowly being taken out of that system and run through the combustor, basically. Oxygen is a little bit on the lean side, but that's okay. Got about 7 moles in there. It is burning pretty clean. I mean, 0.199 moles of hydrogen. So it's basically using up all that water. We are recombusting a little bit because it's getting a little bit of hydrogen back from the atmosphere in that pipe. We are condensing. We've got 336 moles of liquid water, which is great. We'll need that in the greenhouse. We're down to about 450 moles in the grow plots again because of all the water that I'm drinking. But water is a little bit more consistent. But I think that's basically going to do it for us today. We have the start of our one of our main staircase slash elevators to get us to different levels of the base, which is great. We have completed the majority of the work on the workshop, getting that set up, ready to automate. We'll need to work on atmospherics in that room. but it's basically primed and ready to go, which is just awesome. It's a great feeling to have an actual like workshop set up, ready to go. Still doing good on water. I'm probably going to fill up these last grow plots with some ferns just to get some more oxygen coming in, since we're being so wasteful with it out there in the water. We're going to need to make some more flour here at some point in the near future. I did have to make another burger. We still have our lovely decayed food. So that'll get us... Use decayed food in the fermenter. That'll get us 1 mole of liquid alcohol. And half a mole of polluted water. Yeah, not really worth it. Might just turn that into charcoal. And then grow some like corn or something to get the alcohol. So on most planets you're gonna, instead of using the composter will still get you nitrogen, so it's important to have that. It also gives you the fertilizer. But then in addition to this, then you'll need a fermenter, which you'll need to make room for. But the fermenter will give you alcohol with oxygen, even though it consumes more oxygen than the previous way of making water with volatiles. It's going to be your primary way of making water, like especially on Venus, you're going to have to use alcohol recipes to make water. So that's going to be just like the primary water making reaction. But anyway, that's going to do it for us today. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Later, everybody.